Right, hello guys, and welcome back to SVOR round 12 at the British GP. Tonight in the comms box you have me, SV One Shot, and we have a new guy in the comms box with me, which is Light Shark.
Yep, Light Shark will do. Hello.
And good evening.
Good evening. Thank you very much. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. It's a pleasure to be here. This is a completely new experience for me, but I'm looking forward to it.
Just wait everyone to select their tyre compounds for the weekend.
Yeah, so obviously we're at Silverstone this time. This is round 12, the British Grand Prix of the season, I believe.
Brexit, as we like to call it.
Brexit, indeed, yes. Welcome to Silverstone. Oh, and well, this is an interesting start. I've got an interesting first race to call because we've got rain in the qualifying session.
Oh my god, we have as well. Jesus Christ. A quick note. We have Despairs returning after a little absence. And we have Tony racing tonight as well. So this will be fun.
Yeah, 16 drivers. We do have a 17th on the way, which I believe was Locker, who sadly was making a brew and then his missus won't let him on the TV, which is causing a big delay for the Haas driver, but he should hopefully be here before the race. For now, though, only 16 drivers to take the field then, meaning only one driver is going to fall at this Q1 stage. So the cars are just starting to come out on track now. Who's leading the way?
Who was first out on track?
It's LR Despair in the Alfa Romeo on the intermediate tyres as well. So that's the idea of just how wet it is. They're already out there on the intermediates. No one risking soft tyres. So let's stay on. I'm on board with the Alfa Romeo as he's coming towards Brooklands. See, they're all on their outlaps. They'll be keeping the heat in their tyres, which will be a bit trickier in the rainy conditions, but I'm sure they'll be able to manage it. We've obviously got a few other drivers out there as well. LET Joe, we've got SV Ninjas, AMS Matty, one of the protagonists at the top of the timesheets, I believe. He's down in 7th place. I was thinking of the other AMS guys. AMS Killian is the championship leader at the moment on 212 points, with AMS Fanos and AMS Cole the next closest on 134 and 127 points respectively. So those are the drivers to watch out in the
Despair's nearly just had a moment.
He has, just going through Magnus and Beckett's. Kept it all together though, thankfully. No damage on the Alfa Romeo. So we'll stay on board. Oh, big slide round... that's not Cops, Hank Stove, that's it. I always forget the names sometimes of the corners.
You're the only one, don't worry about it.
Still, he's kept it under together and he's about to start his first flying lap. We've got a few drivers behind him as well. Be interested to see if the session dries up at all towards the end, whether we'll get any dry running at all or not.
And Despairs has lost it coming out of turn 1.
He's still going, and no, he hasn't. He's backed out of his lap. You can see if you go on to his wheel, he's on 0 ERS, so he's already backed out of the lap. I think the next
That's why I have the telemetry stuff up.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we can't go on with Joe because Joe has already invalidated his lap. I presume we got a bit too greedy at Abbey, and he's already got an invalidation as well. So next up,
Matty's the next one.
Yes, the Renault of AMS Matty. Currently sitting in P7 in the standings on 30 points.
Had a great drive at Austria last week. 2 weeks ago, sorry.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. There was nothing going on last week. He finished P7, which was good effort by Matty. So we'll see what he can do around the
Had a really good quali. He had a really good Q2 time as well, which he was shocked about.
Was it then? Oh, big slide though coming through Cops. He's held it. That was like Tokyo Drift around the Cops there. And now a bit understeery through Maggots and Beckett's. Struggling a little bit with those corners, but and a bit of oversteer on the exit. But still going along. So I presume he's going to complete the lap just to get one on the board. He will be the first driver to do so, due to the aforementioned invalidations and backouts. And Despair's in the pit lane, by the way, as is Joe as well. Both back into the pits. So here comes Matty, coming across the line in the Renault. First time on the board, and it is a 38.9.
Ninjas is the next one.
In the McLaren, 40.7.
140.
That's actually a fairly good time by Matty then, despite the look of it. Paper Stream, 40.
And then it's Tom Chelsea.
Tom Chelsea in the Racing Point goes fastest of all, 137.6. 1.3 seconds nearly clear of the Renault. But then AMS Killian, the championship leader, shows that he is the championship leader as he obliterates the rest of the field, going fastest of all with a 1:35.8. That is a very impressive time in the intermediate
Gangster
conditions.
Al goes for P3.
Good effort by the Haas driver, goes P3, but not for long. Pete takes it. The Alfa Romeo, 37.9, a couple of attempts
That's
shy.
Southern Ping off at turn 1.
Yeah, that's the
No, turn 2.
Turn 2, yeah. So the Racing Point recovering, staying out of the Alfa Romeo's way. That being Pete, of course. Unfortunately, he's not crashed, so
Cole
he can
goes
keep going.
136.5.
So the AMS lads out in force. Oh, Williams 2-3, though, as Azure puts it third. 137.3. So...
And then he spins.
And then a big spin for the Azure. Oh, very big spin indeed.
He uses no traction, by the way.
Eyes on no traction, is it? Oh, okay, fair enough. How many guys are on no traction, out of curiosity?
Ranzi, Killian,
Yep.
Bonge, which is Azure. He's nicknamed Bonge. I think that's it.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm on. When I race, I use.
I think Tom
traction as
Chelsea's
well.
on no traction actually as well.
Okay, yeah. It's
Normally
definitely-
Hunt would be as well.
Yeah, it's
Oh, and
definitely
Bradford.
tricky. It's definitely tricky to do no traction, but it's definitely rewarding if you can get it right, as we can see from the times. As Killian Days goes, well, I don't know if he went. Yeah, he has gone faster. He's just passed the finish line. He's improved by 10, but he's then crashed. Ooh, keep out the barrier. Oh, he could have thrown it all away then, but fortunately, no retirement. Big crash at Abbey, but managed to avoid taking a wheel off.
Tony's already invalidated. God damn it, Tony.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of that. We're getting a lot of spins and a lot
Oh,
of
there's Locker.
invalidations.
And he's actually got put into his car as well.
Yes, you're able to choose the car you jump into when you rejoin qualifying late, so he's fortunately able to get into his Haas. So he
And
should.
Richard's just lost it.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of that, aren't we? Ranzi's just coming to the line in his Renault. Let's see what he can do as he comes round the final corner. Looking very shaky on those intermediate tyres. Goes P6.
138.
Not a bad lap time. Puts himself into the top 8 drivers. Just ahead of his teammate Matty. Who's coming next? There's a McLaren coming next of Thanos, but he's invalidated, so he'll be going for another run.
I think Richard's just lost it again.
Matty has just improved to a 138.1. So goes ahead of his teammate, so it's a Renault 6.7 at the moment.
Let Joe's just set the fastest sector 1.
Has he? Let's stay on board with the Red Bull driver then. As he comes
I like his
to-
helmet design though.
I do like his helmet design. It's a very flashy one. Always on very wide at Cops, but he's got away with it. If you take a certain line at Cops, it won't invalidate the lap, and I think he's got that just right. And now he's coming through Maggots and Beckett's, looking very composed in that Red Bull. Oh, but he's going to the
And
grass. Ooh, just holds it together. Good driving there, I have to say. So we've got some people chatting in the chat. Gunhead, who's a friend of mine, saying bit too wet now, I think, and he's also saying my name, Mark. Hello. Typical British weather. Yes, indeed, it is SV Gorilla. And into the pits comes Joe then. So backs out of the lap. Locker's invalidated, as has Tony again. Richard's invalidated. We're getting a lot.
Nothing new.
We're getting a lot. And Ninjas has invalidated again as well. We're getting a lot of invalidations here, guys.
Yeah, the let's just say I'm calling it now, like the corner cutting, like the strict corner cutting rule is way too strict anyway.
I think there's definitely arguments for and against that. As Fanos pops up with the P5, so good lap by AMS Fanos. I think there's two sides to it. On one hand, yes, I think some of them are a bit too silly, but on the other hand, like it's, you know, sometimes you do. It's just trying to work around it when you know where the limits are. It's just finding those limits and trying to work around them. But I will agree, some of them, like I think Silverstone's one of the most egregious for it. It really can be strict.
Oh no, there is a worse one. There is a worse.
Oh
one.
yeah, I said there definitely is a worse. There's definitely worse ones.
Spain is worse for it.
Yeah, Spain's pretty bad. I get the feeling USA is not going to be much better when we eventually get to there as well.
Yeah.
I'm racing there. No, I'm not racing. I'm commentating on a race there Saturday, so that's going to be interesting for certain. Gorilla say, might as well give Quickly the championship. Just wanted to do the steering, but I can't be arsed. No swearing, naughty. Oh, we've got some banter going on in the chat, which is good to see.
That's the owner, by the way.
Oh, was it the owner?
Yeah.
Hello. Gunhead is a friend of mine, and also, again, similar part of TES as well, along with me. So, hello, Gunhead. So, we got anyone on laps? Locker's invalidated again, so we'll be going for.
I don't think he likes the rain.
Doesn't seem like it. But then I don't think a lot of them are liking this current weather conditions. And obviously with Locker here as well, it does mean we're going to lose 2 drivers, not 1 at this early stage. So pressure's on a little bit more now. I'll stay on board with a Haas, see what he can do. He's coming through the village section. Bit wobbly, but looking okay.
Excuse me. Ugh.
Pardon you. It's alright. Now
coming to Pebble-Eyes.
I've got iron roof, so I know how it feels. Coming towards Luffield. Looking steady. Yeah, no invalidations yet. Now on to the former international straight. Coming towards.
And Despairs has lost it coming out of sector 1 again.
Oh, I thought Locker was going to invalidate there, but no, just gets away with it. He went a little wide, but not wide enough for an invalidation. So Despairs having some problems in that Alpha. We've got a racing point of Southern Ping going slow as well. I think just letting people past. Locker's not invalidated yet, so looking like he might get a time on the board now. Coming through Stowe. Now powering down towards Club Corner. Looking steady. Ooh, bit of a snap there.
Damn it, Karen.
I'm keeping an eye on you both. Tony and Ninjas to tie on lap 1. And our Locker goes 11th just behind his teammates. Steady lap, but putting out of the danger zone for now at the least. So
We're getting to that stage now.
Yep.
Who do you think is going to be out of Q1? The way it's going.
Well, the problem there is we've still got. Well, okay. Well, I think I know one of them now. Oh. As SV Richard has crashed. I believe that's on the exit of. On the exit of the final corner. And Despairs just dived back into the pits as well. I presume maybe. Yeah, I don't think he had enough fuel, and only just realised. So I think we know one of the drivers now, surely, as long as Tony and, well, Joe's just got himself right out of that danger zone. That's a great lap by LET Joe. Only a fraction slower than AMS Killian, the championship leader. So maybe we have got a race on our hands. Oh, and we've got a disqualification for Gangster Al, disqualified from session for going the wrong way. And
wow.
That is a shock. That does mean now, of course, all Tony has to do is get a lap in, and he will get out of Q1, because with Gangster disqualified and Richard having crashed, Tony's just got to get a lap in, and he will get out of this session.
And Spurs.
Yes. Well, no, I think the spare's fine because he's ahead of Tony. But even so, yeah, it's probably safer if he does
still got to get a lap in.
Yeah, he's got to be safe here, yeah, for certain. But I wonder if Tony will know that, and if he'll just take it cautiously, knowing he does not have to push now too hard. Well,
He gets a 1 minute 50. He'll still
1 minute 50.
Get through.
As long as you get a lap in, you will get through. And in fact, he's letting Pete go. As Despair's coming out of the pits as well in the other Alfa Romeo. So one Alfa coming out of the pits, the other one passing SV Tony.
That is a
Gonks.
racing point facing the wrong way. But managed to...
Okay. As Eurotar's
right,
in pit lane, so I think he knows he's
like
safe.
He's done enough.
Yeah, I would say he definitely has done enough. As Tony's coming through Maggots and Beckett. Is it wet all the way? I honestly don't know, Bumphead. We haven't been told the weather, so I'm afraid we are not
See,
psychics.
that's one thing I wish Codemasters would add.
Yes.
Where we could see the weather and that.
Yeah, so where the commentators can actually find out what the weather is, so we don't have to be told by the other drivers. Yes, I completely agree.
Or find out ourselves.
Yeah, it would be a lot more helpful as Tony's coming.
It feels like he's done.
Yeah, and Tony comes on the
143.
It's enough. It's more than enough to get him through the first stage of qualifying. So now the attention turns to the Alfa Romeo of LR Despair. He does at least need to set a lap to guarantee his passage into Q2. For those that have just joined, SB Richard crashed out at this very corner Despair's going round, while Gangster Al got disqualified for apparently driving the wrong way. Well, I'm not quite sure what exactly happened there to the Haas driver.
Let me check the Discord.
Yeah, okay. So Despair's coming through the village section. Remember, just needs to get a lap in, doesn't have to be blindingly quick. Oh, he's looking very shaky in these conditions. Oh, he's gone wide. Oh, well saved by the Alfa Romeo, but he is not looking comfortable in these conditions at all. It's very, very twitchy, does that Italian F1 car. As Ninjas, there's a crash. It's Ninjas has crashed at the exit of Maggots and Beckett. You go on board with Locker, we'll be able to see coming around, and that's a disaster for the McLaren driver because yes, he'll get through Q1, but he will not be able to.
No, he won't.
That's what
he won't get through.
He'll get through, but he won't be able to take any further part. So he's basically locked himself into 15th place there.
And Spares is just invalidated.
Oh, unfortunately for Despair, he may still get through simply by not crashing out, but we'll have to wait and see what happens here, because he's not going to get another chance at this, I don't think. It does not look like he's enjoying these conditions at all, though, the Alfa Romeo driver. Seems very...
No one is.
Meanwhile, Tom Chelsea, we weren't paying attention, but he's improved to a 36.0. Cole's improved to a 36.1 as well, so there's been improvements higher up the field. So it's looking a little bit closer than it might have looked previously as the drivers just start to find their feet. Pete retires in the pit lane as well. I think they're all retiring.
Yep.
As Tony's made it 13th, paper 12 for RSF1 lock at 11th. I think he'll be happy with that considering
he's 2 temps up on his time as well, but he's invalidated.
He has indeed invalidated. And everyone is just retiring from their laps now. So the question obviously is, will Despair get to drive? He's not set a lap time, but he has at least not crashed out or been disqualified. So we'll have to wait and see if he does get to compete in Q2. But we already have the drivers eliminated at this Q1 stage. SV Richard crashed out in the final corner. Gangster L disqualified of driving the wrong way, and while SV Ninja will progress to Q2, he will not be able to take further part in it and will unfortunately have to be relegated to starting this race from 15th place. which is not good news for the McLaren driver at all, as Lockett comes into pits as well.
I think they're like second in the championship as well. Or second or third in the championship.
Let's have a look at the constructors table. They are currently P3. It's a very, I tell you what, while it's one-sided in the driver's standings, the constructors is a very different story. Red Bull currently leading the team of Darren and Joe on 144. Mercedes,
they've only got that though because all the points didn't carry over because it was it was like a principal system before that.
Oh, okay. And then it's Mercedes. Most of the points have indeed been scored by Killian on 142. Although I'm wondering if were all of his points for Mercedes, because I feel like he scored more than 142 points.
No, yeah, some of them were Red Bull because he was in Red Bull at one point.
And then in P3 is McLaren, the team of Ninja and Thanos. So
Despair's got a free, by the way. He didn't even set a time.
Yeah, I thought so.
Wow.
I had a feeling that one. So, although he didn't set a time, just by not crashing and not getting disqualified, Despair has managed to get through to Q2. So, he'll be hoping the weather's a bit more to his liking. We'll find out momentarily. But no, unfortunately not. The rain has yet to cease. We are still in intermediate conditions, I believe, for the start of Q2.
So that means everyone gets free tyre choice when it comes to the race, if it's dry.
Yeah, unless it dries up towards the end. But, well, it hasn't shown any signs of that in Q1. So I have a feeling this rain could be here to stay, but obviously we'll have to wait and see. Although that being said, I'm just having a look. Thanos, soft tyres going on, or was that just comparing? I'll have to wait and see what they actually come out on. Gunhead's asking in the chat, what are the rules set for this league? You'll probably do a better job of explaining that than me.
It's 50% race.
Oh, yep.
Oh, there you go. Kieran's doing it.
Yeah, he's gonna grab the rules for you, Gunhead. So
yeah, you're better off asking Gorilla for that.
Oh, and now this is interesting. I was just mentioning whether it could be soft. DRS has just now been enabled. So maybe it is soft tyres. Granzy's gone out on intermediates, as has AMS Cole, but perhaps it's not intermediate conditions anymore, even though it doesn't look as though the rain's dissipating. That's very odd. Well, we've got a few drivers coming out there. Killian's coming out there on intermediates as well, so this could be interesting. We'll see a few people waiting, perhaps, for the sauce. Joe's going out there on intermediate tyres too. I wonder if we're at the crossover point then, where it's like not really much difference between them. Because the rain is still falling, but the DRS has been enabled. Which is odd.
Okay then.
Very odd. Oh, link deleted.
Yeah, that's Twitch being Twitch. That's per usual.
Lovely.
There's a way you could set it, but I just don't know how.
There is indeed, but yeah, I'm not quite sure about that. As
Randy feels the intermediates ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, so he's coming back in, and well, medium tyres going on LR Despair.
That is a oh no, that is Cole spun.
Ah, the Williams has spun. That's just before, oddly. That's an odd place to spin. It's before Stone. Yep. I would have expected that after Stone, maybe, but it's a very odd place to spin. So he basically spun on the hanger straight. I find most interesting.
Despair's gone on mediums.
Yeah, and well, the rain has now officially stopped. So if it wasn't dry as before, it definitely is now. And we've got some drivers out there risking the soft tyres already. Thanos and SV Tony. And Despair's is coming out on the mediums as well. Yeah. So, looks as though we are going to get some strategy thrown into this then, as the dry tyres do become a factor.
Do you reckon Killian's setting a banker lap on the Inters?
Potentially. We'll have to stay on board with the championship leader. He's coming through Maggots and Beckett.
Oh my God.
Big spin for him though. And I think that might be a sign that I get the feeling he's got some overheating tyres there, and I don't think the intermediates are the ones to be on right now. So I get the feeling he will probably go into the pits.
Joe's on the same as well, but he might.
Yep, into the pits comes Killian. Knows these tyres are no longer the right ones to be on. So the attention turns to third place driver AMS Thanos on the softs. Actually, second place driver, I take it back, my bad. Currently leads Cole by 7 points in their own battle for second place, although they are a good 78 off of the championship leader AMS Killian, who has frankly just run away with this championship so far, but still time for that.
With a 136 on the Inters.
If we remember, the fastest time in Q1 was a 35 on the Inters, so. And we've had is that a spin for the spare, or is that just keeping out of the way of Joe?
No, he went off at turn 1. He got a bit of oversteer.
Fair enough. Okay then, so something I've just noticed as well, although I'm sure Lockett got through, didn't he? He qualified in. I've just noticed his name is not on the list.
What the?
Now,
okay, great game, Cody's.
I think that's to do with the qualifying glitch, where if you join late, you're not always guaranteed to get what you want. Let's put it that way.
Well, that's a rip.
So, Thanos then, coming down the hangar straight. He's setting purple sectors, so I'm expecting this to be a quick time. As we've got Tony has had an incident at Beckett's and is just recovering his car.
For you.
That's oh dear.
Oh yeah,
is that a
we
regular
like
for
taking.
Tony, is it?
Yep.
Well, here comes Thanos across the line. That's not a particularly quick time though by Thanos. It's only a 39.4. Cole 40.0. So
I think he's just sandbagged a little bit so he can start on mediums.
Potentially. Because we've got Killian to come out down the mediums. We've got Ramsey's out there. Oh, Tony's had another spin. This time, I think he just missed the pit lane. I think that's what he did. As Cole improves to a 38.3, still on the intermediate
Matt is
tyres.
invalidated.
And what about Paper Stream? Actually, no, Ramsey is coming through Maggots and Beckett as well. It's actually Matty who's invalidated, as you said, so I think it will actually be Paper Stream next. In the AlphaTauri, although he's backed out of his lap, so he's clearly not happy with something. So back to Ramsey then, on the medium tyres. He's still pushing. This could be a quick lap then by Ramsey. He's coming through the final couple of corners through Club. Now, this tricky corner onto the pit straight. Taking it all right. Fastest of anyone.
131.9.
By a long margin as well.
Get in there, Randy.
That's a good lap. Oh, but then he's spun at Abbey. Oh, wing comes off. Fortunately, no wheel off. But he's been disqualified.
But blocking... What?
What? How was he blocking the pit lane? What could he have done differently there? Nah, I will have to jump to Ramsey's defence there. It wasn't like he went there on purpose. Wow, that is absolutely cruel and absolutely gutting for the Renault driver. He's just gone fastest, loses at Abbey, and then that happens. Can't get worse luck than that, can you?
Nope.
Here comes Matty, his teammate, still going on the soft tyres. I think he's going to complete this lap.
Yeah, Razzie just put in the chat, how can I be blocking the pit lane when I'm in the gravel?
Yeah, well,
on the gravel.
Good lap, 129.4 for Matty, and Gunhead in the chat meanwhile just goes, wow, Cody's. I think that's all that really needs to be said, Gunhead. Pete 30.5 on the softs as well in the Alfa Romeo. Here comes Killian though on the medium tyres. Championship leader coming towards club. Changes all
I feel for Randy, man. That was BS.
I think we all do, to be honest, because yeah, that's cruel by any means. And
there's Killian.
28.5 for AMS Killian on the medium tyres. A fantastic lap, has to be said, showing his championship credentials right there and then. Very, very good lap. Yet to DNF as well. He's scored points in every race he's attended. His worst finish being a 7th place finish at Monaco, which, well, let's face it, Monaco's Monaco. That could always happen to the best of drivers.
And not that as well. He only got put down to there because of resetting to track penalties.
His only other time off the podium was Zandvoort's round 5, where he finished P4. Every other race he's attended every other race he's been on the podium. 5 wins, 2 second places and 2 third places. So yeah, he's really dominating this championship at the moment.
Tony's just invalidated. Literally just completely cut.
Here comes
Literally just completely cut.
Oh, Tony. Come on, you got a chance here. I believe in you. So, I'm on board, gonna stay on board with LET Joe. He was the closest to AMS Killian's time in Q1. We'll see if it rings true when we move on to the dry tyres. Very nice line through Cox, actually. He's looking very composed. Left, then right, then left again, then right again. There's Maggots and Beckett's done absolutely beautifully by the Red Bull. Now onto the hangar straight.
Sector 2 as well.
Yeah, looking quick. 7 seconds up on his current time. So this could be threatening Killian if he comes through Stowe. Now powers down towards club. It's looked very, very good so far. It's going to be a good lap by Red Bull. Is it going to be good enough to take the top spot from Killian? Yes, it is. Great. What a lap by LET Joe. 126.4.
I need to check that. What's the fastest lap, Brent?
If you want an idea, I know in time trials, I think I was doing somewhere around 24s. So I think when you get to the soft tyres, I think we could see some 24s, maybe low 25s. I think we could see in Q3. But that is a good lap, especially with the conditions still sort of not quite there yet. Still fairly green, recovering from the rain. That's a very good lap by the Red Bull. The spare's coming into the pits. Not long left though. Is he going to have time to get back out there? I'm sure he is, because he's cutting it very fine for time, especially with how long this pit lane is.
124.3 is the fastest lap round, Britain.
24.3. Okay, so that's what we have an idea to aim for. On board now with Azure in the Williams. He's on the medium tyres as well. And he thinks he can get through into the top 10 on them. We're only going to lose 3 drivers, and we've already lost one of them by very
DNF
controversial means.
Yeah.
So we're only looking for 2 then, as who's that just gone? I believe that was Southern Ping. No, Paper Stream, 130.3. Southern Ping, I don't think set a particularly quick lap time. Here comes Azure though. Cross the line, goes second.
P2.
4 tenths off of Joe, but still a very good lap on the medium tyres. I think that should be enough to see him through, but obviously still a few drivers to see. Tony is invalidated again. I'm going to get one more chance at this, I fear.
Look for Tom Chelsea as well. He's quite quick.
Tom Chelsea then in the racing point on the medium tyres as well, so he'll be aiming to be sort of up there. We've got yellow flag. I believe that is just a Williams going slow, slightly slow though on Azure.
Move out of the way.
Yeah, that's it. Just keeping out of, I believe it's Paper Stream's way, as Chelsea a bit slow around Cox there. I think he's actually backed out of the lap, so he may be recharging and going for another one. Yeah, because he's not got his ERS on, so he's backed out for some reason. He's going to try again. He will have time Time for one more run.
Just Tony moving out of the way.
His
Joe
team,
feels like he's done enough.
I would be hard pressed to bet against that as Southern Ping comes across the line, goes P3 on the soft. He's done 3 laps on those softs though, and that could come back to bite him in the race because he's going to be starting this race on very used rubber. And my question is, with that in mind though, is Killian's 128.5 safe?
He is out though, by the way, so...
Yeah, he's coming out on the same mediums that he did that lap on. Azura tyres as well, so he thinks he's safely through. And I think he probably will be. As I believe Pete has just started. Our Despair's not far behind, so the Alfa Romeos are going to get their attempts at it. Just wondering. I think Matty's could be in trouble though. He's just invalidated his what I think is his final run. So I think Matty could be in danger here as Thanos goes P2. Yeah, good lap by Thanos. Puts himself right in the mix with the other medium runners. Here comes Killian. He's just started his lap actually. It's Tony that's coming to the line, but he has also validated. He's got just enough time to try again though. He's literally... Oh no, he's invalidated this and the next lap. So no, he won't get another chance. That's gutting for Tony. He won't even get the chance to try and get out. Here comes Tom Chelsea coming around club corner. He's got to hope this is good enough. It should be good enough, and it is good enough. Good lap by Tom Chelsea.
Southern King goes into the pits.
Okay, I think he'll be safe.
Killian's 1.1 seconds up on his time.
Improving very quickly then. This is going to be a good lap then by the championship lead as he comes towards Maggots and Beckett's. Right, then left, then right again. Look very composed through there, I have to say. Pete goes P6. Should be enough to see him through.
Despair has invalidated.
Oh, that's bad luck for Despair then, because we've hit. I think that means we've got the 2 drivers that will be joining Ramsey out of Q2 then. Stay on board with Killian as he comes through club. Big lock up of the brakes. Crosses the line now. 24.8. What a lap. That is impressive. On the medium tyres as well.
Cole improved, sorry.
Yep, Cole, 25.9.
And Tony decides just to cut everything. God damn it, Tony.
Oh, the Mercedes driver has gone rogue. Well, he's out of qualifying. He will be starting his race from P12, which I think might be higher than he was expecting. As LR
God damn it, Tony. Only Tony could think of that.
Does Dano race in this league?
Don't know which one you're on about.
Yeah, no idea who that is. I'm afraid, Luke, 46 Hein. Gunhead saying Joe is speed. I mean, yeah, Joe. I think Joe's lap is a bit unrepresentative because I think the track hadn't quite gotten up to grip yet. So I think we could still see a bit more from the likes of Joe, Thanos, Azure. So that top 6 fight could be quite intriguing, but Killian has blown them all out of the water there. Unfortunate for Despair. He looked like he probably had the pace to get into the top 10, but invalidations cost him, and Matty just scraped through because of that invalidation. When with Paper Stream, Pete 77F1 and Southern Ping also on the soft tyres. So there we are, confirmation then. The drivers out of this Q2 stage are LR Despair, SV Tony, SV Ramsey, who was fairly hard done by in all honesty.
Had a BS call from Cody's.
Yeah, and although we didn't see him, I think RSF1 Locker, I don't know what position he's going to start in, but he didn't even get to qualify, which is a bit unfair on the Haas driver, but we'll have to wait and see just where it puts him on the grid. Yep, Gunhead's absolutely right. It was a green track, not rubbered in for Joe. That is very speedy considering. So, yeah, I think we haven't seen the best out of Joe or Thanos or Azure. So, still could wait to see what they can do. What's up? What are you laughing at?
The Discord chat.
Oh God, let me have a look. Trying to take T1 flat.
No, I want about after I put that was BS to Ramsey about the disqualification call. And then Locker just put, to be honest, Ramsey, I was pretty disgusted how you blocked the pit entry with that one tiny bit of gravel, and you put the middle finger up at him.
Oh dear. Well, I can tell there's a lot of good banter in this league for certain. As we move on to the final qualifying stage, Q3, and I'll tell you what, Killian is not hanging around. He's straight out there. I presume everyone should be going out on soft tyres. They should have more than enough for 2 good runs because of the weather that we had earlier on in the sessions. So we could get some quick times there, I reckon. I mean, we got a 24.8 on the mediums. What could Killian do on the soft tyres?
Counting on him to put it on pole, to be fair, let's be honest.
Well, can anyone stop him? That's the question. Like I said, we haven't maybe seen the best of some of the other drivers. Joe was quite close in Q1, and we do know he was on a slightly worse track when he did his medium run. But yeah, I think, like you said, I think we hard pressed to bet against Killian taking pole position, but we'll have to wait and see. There are still 9 drivers eager to try and knock him off that perch. And we've got most.
Something in the chat quick.
Yeah, go on. Turn 1 flat, it's easily done. Yes, you're absolutely right, Gunnar. I mean, in the right conditions, obviously, but yeah, you can definitely take turn 1 flat. As Cole and Killian leading them around. Killian getting very close to the back of the Williams. There's a bit of impatience going on here as they're getting heat into their tyres. So round Stowe they go. I think Killian is going to give Cole the room he needs, but the problem is he's got Matty right behind him as well. They're all going to be bunching up here, I fear.
Tony gets drunk on wine gums.
Well, they got Spirit named on them, I suppose. I mean, they do, don't they? They have like gin and things like, and labelled on like the. I think it depends on what shape they are. Why are we talking about wine gums? I don't know. So
I'll put the quickest quality time in the Discord chat and see if anyone can beat it.
So the quickest quality time is 24.03. So
no, I fucked that up.
Yeah, you can edit it. It's fine. Okay, so 24.3 then is the quickest time that we've seen. So the question is, can anyone beat that? I mean, considering we
try and find a second.
Considering we saw Killian do a 24.8 on the medium tyres, I'll be hard pressed to say he won't beat it, but wait and see. Cole's looking quick as well, it has to be said.
And I hate this because it just gets rid of everything on your screen.
Yeah, just a bit annoying, isn't it? Here we come then. The first laps are going to be put on the board. Cole leading them around. So Cole sets the first lap and is a 24.7 on the sauce. Here comes Killian, 24.3. Good lap. 4 tenths ahead. Matty, 25.8. Joe, 24.7. Not much in it between Joe and Cole. Here comes, is this Tom Chelsea as it is coming across the line now? 24.6. Oh, that battle for P2 certainly looking very tasty. Pete's on an out lap, so next up will be Thanos, who's just coming through Stowe. As we come towards Club Corner, what can Thanos do? And can he get into that fight with Cole, Joe and Tom Chelsea? As he comes across the line, he goes P5, a bit off of those times on a 25.0. Southern Pig is next, 26.5. Slowest so far. Next is Azure in the Williams. Not quite there, 25.7 for the Williams driver. Goes P6, just ahead of Matty. Next up is Paper Stream in the AlphaTauri, 28.4. Not a particularly quick lap from him. So we've seen laps from everyone except for Pete F1, who is out there a bit out of sequence with everyone else. He's only coming towards Cops now.
Cole goes into the pits, validate the second lap.
Yep. So I think they're all
Joe's in the pits.
I think most of them are going into the pits actually. Yeah.
Oh, Killian's run out of fuel. That's why there's a yellow flag there.
So he's literally
fueled it for one lap.
Fueled it for one lap, and he's just eking it back. He'll have time, so it's probably the right thing to do. To be fair, so here comes Pete 77, just towards club now. Let's see what he can do in the Alfa Romeo.
Killian's nearly. I just realised as well, by the way, Killian's nearly beat the time.
Very nearly, yeah. So I think we could be knocking on the doors. Pete goes P8, just behind Matty, ahead of Southern Ping. So it looks as though we've got two separate battles here. We've got the fight for pole, which is Killian down to Thanos, and then we've got P6 down to P10, Azure down to Paper Stream. I don't think we've seen the best of Paper Stream there. He must have had an error on his lap. So I think we've got two separate fights going on here, so it'll be interesting to see just who comes out on top of each one. And have we seen the best out of them? We'll have to wait and see. Gunhead predicting pole to be a 23.8. That is very bold. You're saying Killian's going to find half a second? I mean,
I'm going to go 124 dead.
I'm going to go for 23.9. So just fractionally quicker. I think Killian definitely has a bit more to find, but I'm not sure if he got half a second. We'll have to wait and see, of course. They're all coming in. I think Paper Stream is going again on the same set of softs. He is indeed.
Excuse me.
And I'll tell you what, Joe has not hung around. He's back out there straight away on another set of softs. Hoping to miss the traffic, I assume.
Everyone's going to have extra softs, aren't they? Because they didn't use them in Q2.
Yes, because of the intermediate conditions. Yeah, they should have some. They should have enough softs. It's a question of will they have enough time for 3 runs? It's the bigger question. But I suppose if they do make a mistake, they can just quickly dive into the pits and they'll have another fresh set ready to go. But even then, Joe will be pressed for time to do 3 runs, I have to say. Paper Stream is improving on his lap, only by a few tenths, but he is going faster. Coming through club. Now what can the Paper Stream do? Comes through club now. He's set at 28.1. So still the slowest, only improved by a little bit. Perhaps a sign that his tyres were giving up the ghost there. And now the big problem for him is, does he have enough time to get back to the pits and go for another lap? Because I think it'll be tight, very tight for time, I fear. Southern Ping's out there again, Azure's out there, but Joe has just started another lap. So we've gone on board with the Red Bull. You are, man. You seem a bit flustered.
Yeah. Fucking hot in my room, that's why.
Yeah, I get that sometimes as well. I've got like a thermostat in my room which can really make it toasty, so I know how you feel.
I've got my window open as well, which don't help.
So do I.
Like, I'm going to stick the fan on though.
Alright, no worries as Joe comes through Maggots and Beckett's, looking very, very tidy so far. Let's see what his sector time is as he comes to the end of sector 2. He's 2 temps up, so he could be giving Killian something to think about if he can really nail this final sector here. Looking very quick so far, comes around to Stowe.
That's a South Racing Point spun.
Racing Point, I believe that is Southern Ping, who was on a lap, but I'm presuming will back out of it now. Joe comes across the line, takes a near down 24-0, fractionally off of Killian. Oh, that was very close indeed, not quite able to dethrone the top man. Question is, does Killian have any more to give in that Mercedes? Can he find any more pace? Azure's out there. Azure's a 10th up, so he is improving. He comes round Cops. Williams looking very composed there, now towards McMaggots, then Beckett's, and now, oh, he's invalidated.
Oh, unlucky.
Oh, that is unlucky. He was 2/10 up as well. Just a little bit too greedy with the final curve, and he will get another chance.
Killian back out.
Yeah, Killian just going out, so he's leaving it as late as he can. I don't know if Paper Stream's going to have enough time. I don't think he is. I think Paper Stream will probably have to accept 10th place as his starting position. Everyone else out there as well, as Azure has also retired, so because of his invalidation, doesn't think he'll have enough pace to go again. So he'll now be hoping that Matty can't improve. We've got loads of drivers out there now, only Paper Stream and Azure in the pit lane. 8 drivers out there now. Matty, ooh, a lot of turning input going on there with a Renault. As he comes
controller. That's the controller, that is.
Yeah.
It's very hard on a controller.
It is, to be fair. I know that for a fact. Yeah. So, let's see what Matty can do. He was a 10th up in Sector 1. Would be enough to see him ahead of Azure. Thanos starts his flying lap. Cole, I think, is just behind him. And then Killian as well, just behind him. So we'll stay on board with AMS Matty.
That was a great line from Maggots and Beckett's for Matty.
That was actually very good, and he is a 10th up. 1/10 up, so he might just be able to squeeze ahead of Azure here. Comes round Stowe corner. Just a couple corners to go. He's taking this lap very well, it has to be said. Left and right. Through club. Comes across the line. Has he done enough? He has. Goes just ahead of Azure. 125.7. Next up is Tom Chelsea. Does not improve. Or if he didn't improve by enough. 24.6. So he stays P3 for the moment. Next up is Pete. Southern Ping did improve to do a 26.0, goes P8. Here comes the Alfa Romeo of Pete. Coming across the line now, goes P6, good lap. So he wins that battle of P6 to P10.
Killian's 7/10 up.
7/10 up in Sector 1, so fractionally up. Let's see what he's looking like as he comes to the Sector 2 marker. Still 600s up, so I think you could be more looking at your sort of guesstimate here. The time. Cole is on a lap as well. Thanos has aborted. Oh no, he did improve 24.8, but stays P5. So here comes Cole, doesn't improve, stays P4. Here comes Killian, then can he go any faster? He does.
He beat the time, by the way. He beat it.
Indeed, 24.2.
He beat the all-time record, quali record.
That is a new quali record set by AMS Killian. Fantastic effort by him, but Joe got close. Only a 10th and a bit off for the Red Bull in the end for LET Joe. So he starts P2 ahead of Tom Chelsea in 3rd. AMS Cole, AMS Thanos in their fight for the 2nd place honours. P4 and P5 for them. And then the battle for P6 to P10 won by the Danish driver. Is that Danish? Yeah, it is Danish.
Austrian. Oh, Pete, yeah, Pete, Danish.
Danish, yeah. So Pete takes P6 ahead of AMS Matty 7th, Azure UV 8th, Southern Ping 9th, and Paper Stream will start this race from 10th position. That was a pretty fun qualifying, I got to say. Gunhead thinks he might have made a mistake in Sector 2, and I did notice he seemed to be down on his on pace in Sector 2, so there could have been a mistake from Killian.
He did put in the Discord there was a lot more time to be made though.
He did, yep. So still a great lap by Killian, still goes fastest of everyone, but still a very, very good lap. But he thinks there was more to find. So looks clear skies.
21.05, by the way.
21.05.
Yeah, if you want to go, don't do anything. Go and do it now.
Well, you heard him. If you want to go get your popcorn or go get a drink, that's what you want to do, then go now. You've got 4 minutes to do. I'm okay. I've got my drink all ready to go here, so I'm good to go. So, an interesting looking grid then. We've got obviously Killian on pole, then followed by Joe, Chelsea, Colin, Fanos, the usual fast guys. Then we've got the Danish driver Pete starting P6 ahead of AMS Matty, Azure UV 8th, Southern Ping 9th, Paperstream 10th. Then those outside the top 10 getting the free tyre choice. We've got SV Tony 11th, then SV Ramsey 12th, LR Despair 13th, SV Ninjas 14th, SV Richard 16th, Gangster Owl 16th, and as I feared, the qualifying glitches happened to Locker. Despite getting through to Q2, it's put him 17th. This is a known glitch where if you join late, you won't be able to qualify even if you try. So unfortunately, Locker is condemned to last place, sadly. But at least he's not last place on a used set of tyres. That's the important thing. It would have been even worse if that happened. I've seen that happen.
Quite a lot of guys on going on the mediums, you know.
Well, yeah, the top 5 all on medium tyres. Azure UV got out of the top 10 on mediums as well. So they're all on mediums. Then we've got a few soft runners. Pete, Matty, Ping and Paper, they have to start on softs. I'd be interested to see what others do outside the top 10 with the free and fresh tyre choice. So we'll obviously wait and see what they do. We won't know for certain what they're going to do until we get underway, because they might change their mind just late on.
God damn it, Joe.
What's
Leclerc reference in the Discord?
I am stupid. I am stupid.
Yeah.
Unlucky, Tom. It was still a good effort, man.
I wonder if someone's made a GIF for that.
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't be surprised. There's probably a GIF or like a clip or something. Or probably even edits, who knows. So, as RSF on Locker's typing in the Discord as well. What's the Locker saying? Oh, he's just put do that. I am James. I am James. Nice meeting you, stupid. Oh dear. That is good banter in a Discord chat, and that's what I like to see. So, just a minute to go, and we should be underway.
There you go. That's the one I wanted.
Oh god. Oh god.
That's the one I wanted.
I am stupid.
That's the one I wanted.
For those who can't see the Discord, basically it's the one where Leclerc smashes into the castle at Azerbaijan and then just goes, I am stupid. I am stupid. Oh dear. Right, looks like we're getting underway then. SV Randy has readied up. Andy, sorry.
Yeah. Anyone gets caught readying up before him gets a penalty.
Oh, that's a bad time to leave though for AMS Cole. Bad time for a disconnection.
Great. That's going to fuck up the lobby.
Yeah, I think it's usually best if he rejoins after the race start, but whether that will happen, don't know.
He won't be able to because his car won't be on the grid.
Yeah. Cole's Wi-Fi apparently just got shut off. That's what's happened to him. As they go around on the formation lap then. So let's go over the tyres then, see what they're doing. So obviously the top 5, obviously not including Cole unless he can get back in. They're all on mediums.
His car's there.
Yeah, his car's there, so I think he'll be able to get back into it. So then we've got Pete and Matty on the softs, Azure on the mediums, Southern Ping and Paperstream on the softs. Then outside the top 10, Tony's on mediums, Ramsey's on mediums, LR Despair on mediums, Ninja's on softs, SV Richard mediums, Gangster Owl softs, and RSF on Locker mediums. So a wide variety of different strategies going on outside the top 10. Some people on the softs, most on the mediums. Interesting to see just who's got this right.
Do you reckon we're going to have any safety cars?
I reckon there could be at least one. Silverstone usually likes to throw up a surprise light or two. There's been a collision between Tony and Ramsey. And they've been...
Oh, their tyres are going to be cold.
Yeah, they're going to have very nice cold tyres from 11th and 12th on the grid. I wonder what happened there. I wonder who's stupid there. I'm stupid.
God damn it.
Oh, dear me. So, they're just coming around the formation. They're just coming through Maggots and Beggots now. Onto the hangar straight. There's been a collision.
And let Joe in.
Joe and Chelsea have had a collision as well now. So, that's two of the front runners that might have rather cold tyres now. Looking good then for those two now. They might have a tricky start on their hands. And it all plays into the hands of the pole sitter Killian. So, they're just coming round club now to rejoin the grid and reform it. We've got 4 drivers waiting for them due to collisions. As Killian slots past them and into his pole position spots. With RSF1 Locker bringing up the rear. It's a Haas, both Haas drivers right at the back in fact. Both going for different strategies interestingly as well. So we'll have to see how that plays out for the 2 Haas boys.
Give me a good camera angle game.
Yes, we could do the very... Oh, here we go. Oh, that's better. Much better. So, 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we are underway then. Oh my god, there's a terrible start for Killian. What on earth has happened there? It's a complete bog start for Killian. And he's literally right at the back. What on earth has happened here? Oh my god, there's absolute carnage going on here. There's a Ferrari off of Richard. There's an Alfa Romeo going wide. What on earth has happened here? Killian has had an absolutely dreadful start. But then there's been chaos in the midfield as well. And he's already back up to 9th somehow. But what on earth happened there? I have no idea.
Despair's got no front wing.
Despair's got no front wing. Pete's had a dream start. He's up to P2 on the softs from P6. Joe's now leading the race. Jules had a good start as well. Yeah, Tom Chelsea's down in 10th. Thanos is down in 13th. That was a crazy start. Locker, who started last, is up in 7th place. He's had a fantastic start. He avoided all the carnage somehow. What on earth has happened there? A complete bog start, it seemed, for Killian. I'm not quite sure what happened. So,
well, that will probably get sent into the stewards.
Yes, I think so. As Ramsey has just passed Gangster Owl for P14, so recovering from a slightly poor start from him. Tony's down to P16. Richard obviously had the spin at turn 1. So he's down in last position. So Killian's now got it all to do to recover the positions he has lost. He's behind the likes of Paper Stream, RSF1 Lock, who's had a dream start. Cole's still not back in the lobby yet either. So his ghost is still going around.
Yeah, his Wi-Fi got turned off. So it'll be a while, I think.
And Killian is already past the Alpha Tauri Paper Stream and is back up to P7. Yellow flag sector 1. Let's see, it's Tom Chelsea, I think. Yeah, yep. Tom spun at turn 1.
Pitted.
Well, this has been a chaotic start to the British Grand Prix here. I'm not quite sure what to keep an eye on at the moment. At the moment, Joe leads from...
And the leaderboard.
Board's
fucked.
It does that. It does that. Let's give it a second. It should fix itself. It is Joe leading, followed by Pete, followed by Azure, then Matty, then Cole, who I think is still ghosting. And he's got RSF on Nokia and AMS Killian for close company back there. As they go around Macca's and Baggett's, Killian closing in on the Haas driver. He's got to try again.
Azure's right up. Oh, Azure's past.
Past Pete, goes up the inside as Tony gets a 3-second time penalty. Pete, though, hung it round the outside. Good move by Pete to retain his position. Azure thinks about a dive bomb, thinks better of it. Probably the wisest thing to do there. It's a good little scrap developing here.
Ninjas with a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, he's down in 10th place, just behind his teammate, AMS Thanos. who's also trying to recover. Cole still yet to get back in the game, has been passed by both Locker and Killian, who is recovering from his poor start. But he's now got to get past this Haas driver, who's had, frankly, a dream start for the RSF1 Locker. He's up to P5 after starting 17th on the grid. But can he hold the championship lead back? Thinks about a move, thinks better of it.
Azure goes down the inside of Pete.
Fantastic move around through Luffield. Locker's held off Killian for now, and now Matty and Pete. These two started on the soft tyres, remember, so they are probably racing each other realistically here. Matty's trying to find a way past, but I feel we're going to be a bit of a DRS train here, because I think Pete's going to retain the DRS. Oh, but he's gone very wide at the exit of Beckett's there on the grass. Nothing he can do, and Pete gets past, as Killian has also passed Locker. I presume that might have been into Cops, I assume. So Killian is recovering up to P5 now for the Mercedes driver, as Ramsey has just passed Ninjas for 10th as well.
And Tony's gone off.
And he's gone off down P16. And he gets a 3-second time penalty for his troubles as well. Close little battle then between... Oh, as Ping's lost it. Final corner. Big spin. He was chasing Ninja down. I think Ramsey's had a similar issue actually as well, because he's just dropped behind Ninja again. I think he might have had a similar oversteering issue. Ninja retake P10 away from the Renault, as Cole is still suffering from not being able to get back in.
He's back on. He's back on.
Good to see. So Cole back in.
He's not back in, he's back online.
Oh, he's back
I've
online.
just invited him now.
Okay. LR Despair fastest lap on 16th place, well off the pace. So, yeah, Cole needs to get back in quickly so he can try and keep with AMS Fanos, who of course he is racing in the title
for a second time home.
Yeah, I'm expecting a lot of those today, I've got to be honest. Killian, meanwhile, is now closing in on Pete and Matty, who are fighting their own fight, as Matty goes defensive against Pete there. Fighting their own fight
and
here.
that's Tony round again in second one.
Tony's gone onto the hard tyres. Doesn't seem to be a good tyre to be on. He's struggling a little bit there. As Pete, meanwhile, still trying to close in on Matty, but he's got Killian closing in on him as well. Killian's doing a fantastic job of recovering, considering he was near enough last after the first corner. Oh, is he going to think about? No. But Pete has gone wide and given him the space there, and Killian doesn't need to tell him twice. And through he goes. It's P4. Next up is fellow AMS member Matty ahead of him. And a very strong recovery drive, but Joe at the moment is cruising it in the lead. 6.8 seconds a gap between Joe and Azure, both on the same strategy, of course. As we've got pit stops for Paper Stream and Ramsey. And I'll tell you what, Killian has already passed Matty around Cops. And
Matty with a 3-second time then.
Yep. Safety car deployed. It's Ninja. Ninja's has crashed.
Where's he crashed?
He has crashed just before Cops, I think. What on earth has happened there? Has he turned in too early there? That's very... What
Oh my god.
What on earth has happened there then? For that
Oh my god.
That's a very odd place to crash a car. We've got pit stops.
Everyone's pitting.
Everyone coming in except for Killian and Locker, who are staying out. Joe's in, as is Azure.
Matty, Pete.
Now, this I find interesting.
Thanos has stained out as well.
Yeah. So Joe's gone out on
Cole's
another
back in
set
now
of
as well.
medium tyres, which I find interesting. Azure's gone on to the hard, as has Matty and Pete. Now I don't know. Oh, now this is quite interesting. I don't know why Joe's gone to another set of mediums. All that's done is lost in track position.
Richard with a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Yep, down in 12th. Struggling a little bit then with that. Yank Strauss stayed out as well. We got P6 because of it. But so the top 6, they all have to stop again. Theoretically, as you're downwards on the hard tyres, they could easily take those hards to the end. And I know for a fact, obviously this pit lane.
I think let Joe didn't want to go on mediums, by the way.
Yeah, something tells me. Yeah.
Oh, that's what happened to Killian. He had a lights glitch.
Oh, so Killian's lights did not even go out. That's why he's had a very difficult start. He is now leading the Grand Prix again, but it's been a difficult fight back, having to pass the likes of Matty and Pete and Azure. Well, I think he was closing in on Azure before the safety car came out. So he is leading now, but the top 6 almost certainly have to stop again, where theoretically 7th downwards, maybe not. So if we look at it from that context, it could well be Azure that's actually leading the net leader here on the hard tyres. They're not the quickest tyres, but they last very long here, so they'll easily get to the end of it.
Gangster house pitting.
So not a good time to pit, because he's going to lose time, but perhaps just does not want to be on those soft tyres anymore. Can't blame him. Apparently Ninja's not happy with Tom Chelsea. That's
I saw that. I need to say something in the chat then.
Okay. Apparently I've gone all crackly, according to Gunhead.
No.
I know
that's normally me with my bloody headset.
Yeah.
But it's not doing it.
I know it can be an issue with Twitch on Xbox streaming, but let's hope it fixes itself. If not, I might have to leave and come back but we'll see. Let's hope it fixes itself. But so here's the situation then. Killian leads. RSF on Locker, who remember started his race 17th, is now P2. Then we've got Thanos. Cole has rejoined and is now P4. Perhaps a bit saved by the safety car. And then we've got Joe, who's pit for mediums. We think he may not have wanted mediums. And then we've got behind him everyone on the hard compound tyres from Azure, Matty, Pete, Paper Stream, Tom Chelsea, SV Randy, Gangster Owl, and LR Despair. But we've got Southern Ping on mediums, SV Richard on softs trying to catch up to the pack, and SV Tony.
Trying to calm that down before it fucking escalates. Sorry if I interrupted you there, but
that's alright, no, it's fine. I was just going through them everything. Yeah, it does seem to be escalating in the Discord chat. I think that's a nice way to put it.
Yeah, that's why I've put in there stop now before.
Yeah, let the ticket teams deal with it, boys.
Not that if they carry on, it can escalate into a penalty if they carry on.
Exactly. So just calm it down.
Because I'm a steward along with Kieran. If it escalates to anything in the chat, this with stuff that shouldn't be said in the chat, it's resulted in a penalty because it's not on.
No, yeah, we don't need that. I agree with that completely. I mean, there's a reason. Oh, Tom Chelsea's had meanwhile, speaking of him, he's just had a big spin, and he's dropped so many positions because of it. I wonder if that's frustration showing. And he's actually coming into the pits, as is SV Richard. Very interesting tactics.
According to Discord, Cole's lagging.
I don't see it. I'll stay on board with the Williams, see if we get some of that. I did have a... Yeah, Ninja is definitely going to get spanked. What do you mean Ninja is going to get spanked, Gunhead? He's out. What do you mean?
I think he's on about in the Discord chat.
Oh yeah, probably.
I've stopped it before it escalates. Don't worry about that.
Good lad. Yeah, just there's a reason why if I'm
even Kieran will see the chat and
I tend to just go quiet until I've cooled off. Yeah, it's best just to keep it inside for a bit until you can ticket it. You don't want to say something you might regret later on. So interesting.
Oh, some of that's been said before.
So Chelsea's come out on softs, so we'll get those to the end. We'll be pushing it. Etty Richard on the mediums. That might be okay to get to the end. Might be a push, but should be okay.
Has he used 2 sets of tyres though?
Yeah, I think Richard started on the softs. I think he was one of the few outside the top 10 to start on the softs.
Oh no, he started on mediums. He's gone from medium to soft to medium, so
yes.
he's fine.
So yeah, he's fine. So he has used 2 compounds, even if it was behind the safety car one way or another. So they're all desperately trying to keep the heat in their tyres. Now, what are the top guys going to do?
Yeah, they've got a pit again.
Yeah, so Joe's really got to try and maximise these mediums and maybe hope for another safety car later down. He's at least got some fresh rubber. So he should be able to make mincemeat of the likes of Cole and Fanos and Locker. Safety car coming in, so Killian becomes the effective safety car for the field. So they bunch up, wait for the safety car to go into the pits. And Killian's on. He's not hanging about. Locker keeping with him though. Good restart for both of them. Fanos, I think Cole's been left a little bit high and dry there. As we're racing once again then. Fanos, however, really looking up the rear end of that hat of RSF1 Locker.
Joe goes down the inside of Cops.
Oh, and there's chaos further back, I think. Something and Ella to spare. Joe has indeed got past Cole on those fresh mediums. He does need to get a move on. Try and get as many positions as he can, because theoretically, I think you'd have to say that Joe UV is the net leader at the moment on those hard tyres.
I'm surprised the AI didn't. Oh no, he got back in before the safety car.
Yeah, he got back in just in time for Cole. So yeah.
If he was still AI, the AI would have pitted him, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I think he would have done. I wonder if there might be a swap in the position between Cole and Azure here, because if Azure can get onto the back of the other Williams, they are teammates. Azure in a good position right now. Doesn't need his teammate racing him, as meanwhile Fanos all over the back of Locker.
Tony with another 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, down to 6.
God damn it, Tony.
He is still hanging on to the back of Richard though. In fact, the interesting little 4-way fight going on between Gangster, Ping, Richard and Tony towards the back. As Joe's now getting involved in this. As Paper Stream, I think, has just lost a few positions. Tom Chelsea getting very, very aggressive on his soft tyres. He's just gone deep on L of Despair, but Despair not giving up. Keeps hold of that 10th position. Chelsea needs to get a move on if he's on these soft tyres. He's got to also really hope for another safety car.
Danos has got past Locker.
Yes, he has. As Joe's getting involved, Joe's had a spin. Big half spin for Joe. I don't think he knows what to do. He's trying to rejoin the track. He waits for his moment and he rejoins, but that is disaster.
Ghosting anyway.
Yeah, disaster for Joe.
Yeah, ghosting anyway.
And as I suspected, a bit of teamwork going on. Cole does not hold Azure up. Azure moves up into P4. Gillian is roaring away from Fanos, who has passed Locker for P2. As you said. So Azure's in a good position here, but he's got to try and maximise his laps here. He's got to try and pass Locker quickly, who's starting to catch.
This game's getting uninstalled. God damn it, Tom Chelsea.
He has had a bit of a rough going of it so far. One way or another, he's in a bit of trouble because he's now got past Ramsey. So what's one of the mediums? I'll tell you what, Cole is just let people go here. Perhaps. Oh, he's got damage. That's why he got damage on the right hand side. Because he just doesn't want to get. He doesn't want to ruin other people's races.
I think.
What? Locker's in as well. The OF's enabled. What were you thinking, Roger?
I think someone just left the Discord.
No idea who, but potentially. It has been one of those.
Tom Chelsea's name's blacked out and he's no longer on the list.
Well, he's still racing. At least I think he is. So I'll tell you what, it's kind of impressive if he can do that while driving a racing point around the track. Actually quite impressive, but I have to keep an eye on that then. but that's obviously a situation for the admins to look into. Chelsea's now catching towards Pete and Matty, who are still in their own sort of private battle here for P4. Could be a net P2 though, as Thanos and Killian still have to pit. And Azura is starting to close in on Thanos. No matter what, Killian has got a fight back on his hands here.
Oh, Cole's just spun it.
Spun it at Village, I believe that is, as he rejoins the same way. Oh no, I've been thinking about it. Wasn't quite sure which way to rejoin there, but he is getting back on track. New close battles going on. Despair getting close to the back of
Joe's
left.
lagged out, I think.
Yeah. His car's still there, but obviously Joe was looking very comfortable at first, but the safety car's rather scuppered his chances of the victory today. Oh, Ramsey hits the curb going through the final corner. And now Despair, thought about it, but decided to move there. Probably not the wisest thing to do. Is he going for a lunge into Village? Yes, he is. Ramsey holds it around the outside though. Now the inside line. Some good racing here going on between Ramsey and Despair as Ninja leaves as well. He's the only DNF so far. Despair will have Ramsey here. Guys, up the inside, does it? Yes, he does. Bit of contact.
Locks up.
Nothing malicious there. Just side by side action, but there's
Ramsey's
up sideways. Oh, that's unfortunate for Ramsey. It was looking like a good little duel there, but it's come off badly for the Renault. He now drops to 10th behind SV Richard. He's on the medium tyres. Could theoretically take those to the end, but they might struggle in the last couple of laps. Have to wait and see. You have to keep an eye on his progress. Tom Chelsea, meanwhile, has passed Pete and is now chasing Matty down for P4.
I think
DNF Tony.
Just... Yeah, let Joe kind of... I think his Xbox crashed, I think.
Virtual safety car deployed. Has it been a box? No on boxes. So what happened to someone's... Is that Joe? Did you say his Xbox is...
Yeah, he's not even online anymore.
That's unfortunate.
Xbox kind of...
John Head in the chat saying he wouldn't be happy if he was Ramsey. Yeah, I feel a little bit hard done by as well, but I would definitely probably say racing incident there, which is just hard racing there. I think it just didn't quite...
Oh, we'll go put into the stewards, don't worry about that.
Oh yeah, probably. Ooh, as Massey puts the brakes on, Tom Chelsea very nearly goes to the back of him. That's sort of the closest battle on track at the moment. Pete just hanging on to them as well. Still under VST conditions. I just wonder, yes, the VST ends now, so DRS re-enabled. Tom Chelsea really needs to get past this Renault if he's going to make this strategy he's on work. He's still on the soft tyres, which are going to be faster even at this stage. Can't afford to be held up too badly here. Now on to lap on lap 13, Killian will soon be moving on to lap 14. The question is, when will he box? Probably in a couple of laps time, I think, for Sauce. Maybe hold out for a safety car potentially. We'll have to wait and see, of course. Tom Chelsea does pass Matty. Don't think he fought that one too hard, really. As Tom Chelsea moves up into P4 then, but on the soft tyres, which he will still have to box on eventually. So, who's impressed you so far, one shot? Who's looked good?
Probably Bonge.
Is that Azure?
Yeah.
Yeah, his pace looks very
That's
good
his
on his hard.
Yeah, that's his nickname, by the way. Most people
Bonge. Bonge. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. So Bonge is he's actually closing in on AMS Thanos here. So yeah, his pace on the hard has been very good. Made a good strategy call under the safety car. Now looking very, very likely for at least a podium finish surely here. Because
that's fastest lap.
Fastest lap. I think it might be Despair, but don't hold me to that. I remember he did set a fast lap. No, I think it could.
No, let Joe. Just let Joe.
Oh, is it Joe? Is it? Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
He has the fastest lap. Then Chelsea is on the softs, but I think
he's in the lobby anymore.
Yeah, he's been fighting hard, getting past people. That's why Chelsea probably hasn't set a fast lap. That's Tom. As Joe, meanwhile, now within a second of Thanos, I think we'll probably be wanting to pit sooner rather than later for a set of softs. And in fact, just as I say it, in he comes. Set of softs probably going on as Despair, meanwhile, has just passed his teammate Pete for 6th. The Alfa Romeos both running very well at the moment. As we said, could be a good haul of points for the former Sauber team. And this is the problem that both Thanos and Killian will be facing. Because Thanos is going to drop right down the field here because this is the longest pit straight and the slowest in the F1 calendar. He could drop even behind the likes of Gangster Al and Paper Stream here. That's going to be pretty close.
Paper Stream.
There's Paper Stream. It's going to be close to Gangster. He's just coming around now. And yeah, he's behind him. He joins P12 versus Thanos. Our F1 locker, after such a good start, is now must have had an issue somewhere because he's now down at 13th. So must have had a spin potentially somewhere. Meanwhile, possible fight going on between SV Richard and SV Ramsey. Ramsey trying to recover from the incident with LR Despair as Thanos easily dispatches of Gangster Al. Moves up to P11. So if he came out 11th, where do you think Killian's going to come out? Probably somewhere around this Richard Ramsey battle, I reckon. But he's yet still...
Well, he's 9 seconds ahead of his...
Well, he's just at the fastest lap on the used 15-lap-old medium tyres. This is quite impressive from Killian, but he will have to stop eventually. So, no matter, he can't go all the way on those tyres, so I think he's trying to limit the damage his pit stop will eventually do. You're right, man. Seems a bit flustered.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it, man. It's pretty late here. I'll be going to bed pretty much as soon as we're wrapped up here. But still 10 laps of racing to go, of course. Thanos dispatches of Paper Stream. Although Paper Stream's not giving up, tries around the inside of Village. But the superior grip that Thanos has on those soft tyres, there's nothing he could do. As Cole has had another spin, it's going from bad to worse for the Williams driver. He drops to last place now.
He might be retiring.
I think he could be. As Richard has just passed Joe's Ghost for P7. Penalties for both Matty and Ramsey meanwhile, going wide. And still, Killian does not pit. This is interesting. And another fastest lap for Killian as well. Really pushing those mediums hard.
Tom Chelsea's already on the back of Azure, by the way.
Showing a good pace, but we know surely Tom will have to stop again. Surely he can't take those softs another 9 laps. That's extreme levels of tyre wear you'd be dealing with towards the end. Azure's just got to be patient here, I think. Maybe just not fight this one too hard. But yes, Tom is all over the back of the Williams, and I think he's going to be looking to move, and as I predicted, it's just not going to fight it too hard. No point fighting that fight. Just let Tom go. Focus on your own race, good lad. He's honestly been having a very good drive so far as Azure. Penalty
with the 3 second.
Yep. Down in 8th, racing hard with Ramsey and, well, I think that's still Joe's Ghost. As AMS Banjo has joined. I think he's a bit late to the party, sadly.
He's not one of ours.
Is he not? Oh, so he must just be watching. No. Fair enough and fair enough. So, this fight's still going.
And Killian pits.
So Killian, the race leader, finally pits. Set 2 very quick laps on the mediums. Will now surely be putting the soft compound tyres on. Got a yellow flag.
That's a yellow flag.
That's Thanos. Thanos has lost it at Cops. They're pushing too hard, I think. And he's thrown away what could have been a good recovery drive. Tom now takes the lead of the race, but surely has to stop again himself as Cole's crash as well.
Cole's just...
That's
Yep.
exit
Virtual
of...
safety car.
Ooh, now that's going to help Killian a little bit. I don't think he would have changed his position. Comes out.
Oh my god!
What's happened?
Look at his car!
I've got a ball with Thanos, just have a look. So this, oh, it's just gone just before I could see it, damn it.
Yeah. Jesus, he was upside down.
Thanos is boxing
The car
again.
was upside down.
Upside down? What's he done? Oh dear. Well, it's been a bit of a disaster for Cole, but the only thing he can maybe take solace in is his championship rival Thanos is having a bit of a shocker himself as he's coming into the pits. So I'm assuming it's probably going to stay the same in terms of their championship fight, unless there's a massive shock in the works. So that 7-point gap should stay the same. The question obviously really is, as safety car obviously ends, where can Killian put himself? He's now out there on fresh soft, 8 laps to go. He's got 5 drivers to pass. It could maybe be more 4 once Tom Chelsea makes. Yeah, in fact, there we go. Tom is in. So Tom's pitting. So SVOR now takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Wow.
There's P2.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And yeah, he started. When did he start? He started 13th, I think, didn't he? Something along those lines. But he's having a fantastic race as well, for despair. And I'll tell you what, they're not far off. SVOR. Matty not far off him. Pete, I'll tell you what, Alpha Romeo is looking like a good haul of points for that team today. But the problem these 4 drivers all have is a certain championship leader on fresh soft tyres called AMS Killian, who I think is in no mood to be messing around. Because I feel
Give it about a lap and a half and he'll catch up to him. Pete with a 3-second time penalty.
Well, the gap's about 7 seconds now. Let's see what it is after 1 lap. Meanwhile, what else is going on? Richard and Randy still running close, P6 and P7. They've got Tom Chelsea behind them, so they've got similar issues as the top guys do. We've got an interesting little fight going on for the final point as Locker's just passed Gangster Al at P10. Locker could maybe fancy a look on paper stream ahead of him for P9, so could be a good recovery for Locker after what was a
Matty's heightening down despairs though.
He is, yeah, Matty and despair. They're looking very close together, and this is the problem Killian could face, because that gap is coming down. He's taking nearly 2 seconds out of that 7-second gap. In fact, he's doing more than 2 seconds. And fast.
There you go.
Yeah, 26.1, fast lap by a long way away. It's not going to be long before Pete has his mirrors full of AMS Killian. Oh, big lock-up going into Village there. So we know he's going to catch him quick. The question is, how quickly will he overtake them? That's going to be more crucial. Got a yellow flag.
And that is a Ferrari run.
It's Richard, the only Ferrari in the race. That's unfortunate. He was having a good race with Ramsey, but unfortunately, it's put paper.
Locker's just got past Paper Stream.
Oh, they're still fighting. Paper Stream trying to hang around the outside. Nothing doing though. Locker on 6-lap pressure hard and making good use of them. He takes P9 away. He's having a fantastic race here. From 17th on the grid. Was P2 at one point. Obviously had to pit. I think had some issues. Is recovering nicely and is now chasing down Richard for P8 as well. I think Richard has damage. Yes, he does on the left side. And he's going into the gravel as well. So Richard struggling on that damaged Ferrari now. Could put Gangster out onto the points as well then. Ooh.
Has he actually got damage? Oh yeah,
he does. Yeah, left hand side, yeah. Missing his complete end plate. Meanwhile, Killian reduced the gap massively again. It's now 2.4 seconds between Killian and Pete. And
Pete has penalties though, remember?
Yeah, of course. We don't know, of course, what the top 4's penalty situations are. So
This Matty's got 2.
Matty's got 2
He's got
penalties.
2 3-second.
Okay.
Yeah. Despairs has got 1.
Okay.
Bond has none. He's on his final warning.
Okay, so Azur's doing well.
And Pete has 1 as well.
Okay, what about Killian?
And Killian has none. No, he doesn't even have a warning.
So running a very clean race, and well, no matter what, then I think we're looking at a potential podium finish. So it's really the only one that can really stop him from winning this race, realistically, is Azur. But the problem is, Azur is being caught by LR Despair. The gap coming down between those two is now 2 seconds. So Azur may not even be looking at the win here right now because he's got 4 drivers closing in on him very quickly. One of them being a very, very quick championship leader, AMS Killian from Chelsea, has
Pete with
passed
another 3 seconds. Pete's up to 6 seconds now.
So 6 seconds for Pete and Matty, 3 seconds for Despair, none for Azur and Killian. So that's the penalty situation, and Killian is now right on the back of the Alfa Romeo and Pete.
Killian could possibly get P2 here.
He could indeed. Sorry, it should have been. Yeah, it should have been me that looked at the penalties. I do apologise. I should have done the penalties. I'll do it in the future races. Oh, he's got him back around the outside. Pete's tried to squeeze him there as much as he could. But Killian not having any of it, even going on the grass, he still managed to pass the Alfa Romeo. Yeah, in the future I'll look at the penalties because you're the one that's streaming. That's my bad. So Killian has dispatched of one of them. He's got 2 more to pass before he's potentially looking at the lead.
Down off in another 3 seconds.
Trying to recover his race as best as he can. But he's 11 seconds down on Southern Ping in 12th place. I think it would be a miracle, honestly, if Thanos can recover into the points. Killian still chasing down Matty for P3. Yeah, so Killian basically at the start, what we thought was a bad start turned out to be just a glitch light issue. He dropped pretty much all the way to the back, has since recovered fantastically and is now looking, well, this will definitely be one of his more hard-earned victories, I'm guessing, if it stays like this. Because he has fought very hard.
How many laps have they been on their tyres?
16 laps.
Wow, the top 3 have been on their tyres 16 laps. Jesus Christ.
Tell you what, their pace is still fairly good. Like, Despair in particular has shown some very good pace. I think Azur probably knows he doesn't have to fight Despair too hard. If anything, letting him pass may actually be a good idea, if you think about it. With the threat of Killian looming, getting a bit of DRS may just save him his bacon.
Oh, there we go.
Another penalty for Despair.
Another 3 seconds.
So
that's 6 seconds for the top 2 and 3.
Yeah, except, yeah, so it's only Azur and Killian yet to get a penalty. As Killian closes in on his fellow AMS racer, Matty. Just have to wonder.
He still hasn't got into the DRS though yet.
Yeah,
Killian.
he's either, well, he's definitely not conserving ERS if you look at his wheel. So I wonder if maybe he's taking a lot out of those tyres to make up the ground he has. So this isn't all sewn up for Killian by any means. If Azur can just keep it smart and keep it safe, he could still win this Grand Prix. 3 laps to go then. And Killian will need to dispatch Matty quickly here.
Kieran's just put in the chat LR versus AMS right now.
It is LR versus AMS. There's only one LR driver. There's 2 AMS. Or is Azur LR?
Yeah, Azur is LR.
He is. Okay, so it's 2 LR drivers. And Matty, I tell you what, doesn't hold up Killian at all. He complies and gets out of his way. The AMS was working well there as Killian takes P3. So we know he's guaranteed surely P2 because of Despair's penalties, but Despair, meanwhile, is right on the back of Azur. I think despite the penalties, he wants to try and win this race on track. Oh, I really thought he was going to go for that.
I thought he was going to hit him, but...
He's got to be a bit smart here. I think he must surely know the penalty situations. The two LR drivers clearly not showing the same compliance to work together as Killian and Matty were. They're racing each other very hard here. So two
blocks up.
Big block up for Bond. Ooh. Could spare a bit of room there. 2 laps to go then. Yap is coming down, not particularly quickly. It's only down to 3.6 seconds, and Killian has almost no ERS left. I wonder if he's maybe just pushed a little too hard, too soon. Does he have anything left to close the gap in the final 2 laps? He is closing, but not particularly quickly. Despair still hanging on to the back of Azure. Any other battles going on? Gangster Out is defending the final point from Joe's Ghost. So I'm not quite sure how that one will work out. He is close to Paper though.
It'll go down 1. AI's go down 1.
Okay, that's fair. So that would mean Gangster Out is definitely going to score a point at least, but he is looking at potentially...
And Matty's just spun.
Oh, that's cruel fate for Matty. He's big spin from P4, and he's lost the position to Pete as well now. He's got to get back on track quickly because Tom Chelsea could be catching him very quickly too. He's got a 3-second time penalty, another one for his to compound the woes on the AMS driver.
Spares his past Bond, by the way.
He has indeed, but I wonder if that might have been tactical. Final lap then, and Killian is within 2 seconds. It's going to come down to the wire here, but I don't know if Killian has enough left in his tyres. I just wonder if he maybe should have boxed a little earlier than he did, or maybe he should have stayed out in those meetings. He looked very quick on them. He's giving it everything he has. But I just wonder if Azure's let Despair pass to get DRS off of him. Like I said, it may just be what saves him here as Killian closes in again. It is going to be a down to the wire finish. We know Despair is probably condemned to 3rd place. Still going to be a good haul of points for Alpha Romeo, 3rd and 4th. But the question is, can Killian get past Azure in the final half of the lap? I think Azure's going to just do enough here. So Killian's pushing as much as he can. No ERS left in that car though. And I think one more lap he may have just pulled it off. But we are going to run out of laps then as we come towards the checkered flag. LR Despair will cross the line first, but I believe it will be... Oh, will he cross the line first? Oh my god! Oh! And... did he get... when did Azure get a penalty? Wait a second. Did Azure get a penalty, or was that a glitch? Because Killian has won.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, that could be a timing error then. I'm pretty sure Azure didn't have a penalty. LR Despair 3rd, Pete 4th, so good haul of points for Alpha, 3rd and 4th. Tom Chelsea 5th, AMS Matty 6th, SV Ramsey will come home 7th. RSF1 Locker, good race with him, started last, finishes 8th.
Driver of the day, by the way.
Driver of the day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to. Driver of the day for me, it's got to be Azure. I think, you know, he's driven a really clean, commanding race. While Paper Stream 9th, Gangster will take 10th because Joe is a ghost. And that is your top 10 then. So, wow, what a race that was.
I've just had confirmation from Kieran.
Azure wins.
Yeah.
So it is a win for Azure despite what... So despite what the screen says, it is a win for the Williams of Azure SV. He takes the win.
SV? What the hell are you on about?
SV, sorry. UV. UV, sorry. Apologies. It's a win for Azure at UV, sorry. AMS Killian second and LR Despair third. I think LR Despair drove a great race as well, but for me, I think Azure just measured, calculated, made the right call to pit under the safety car. And yeah, I think it's a well-deserved driver of the day for me for him.
Oh yeah, Bonge did win, by the way, because he was on the first place stand.
Oh, good. Thank God for that.
I think.
Well,
oh no, it's got Mercedes fucking thingy there.
Yeah.
No, on my screen, Killian won.
Yes. And yet neither of them had penalties though. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
So despite that,
Bonge should be first place.
It should be Bonge first place, Killian second, Despair third, Pete fourth. So good, as I said, good haul of points for Alpha third and fourth, Tom Chelsea fifth, AMS Fatty sixth, SV Ramsey seventh, RSF on lock, a good break from the back of it for him to finish eighth, ninth place for Paper Stream, and the final point will actually go to Gangster Al because of Joe's late disconnection. So double points for us as well. Good effort.
Alright, now we'll be going on to the post-race interviews. First we'll go on to P1, which is Man Like Bonge. It's not... You had, like, let's just say, probably one of the best races of your SVOR. Your quali wasn't the best, was it? But just give us a few words on how you think you did.
I'm fucking worn out after that. That was so fucking sweaty, all that stint on hards. Fucking, like you said, quali wasn't the best. Invalidated what would have been a good lap, but never really been strong around here. It's one of my weaker tracks, but in the race I saw what happened at the start, and I was lucky to avoid all of it, and then there was the 4 or 5 car collision later on in the race between my teammate Joe and a couple of other people I didn't really see, but that really helped out. And then when I saw that safety car, just pitted for hards, went to the end, and initially I thought, yeah, it's fine. I just kept checking my penalties against Despair, and because he had one and I had none, I thought, don't worry about it. If he passes me, he passes me. Obviously, yeah, for pride, I did want to win on track, but then yeah, he got past a pretty damn good move up the inside of Stowe, and then with whatever happened at the last 2 corners, I had to take avoiding action, which pushed me off the circuit, and that's where I thought I'd just got a penalty at the last point, because I got 2 warnings throughout the entire race, and thought I got a third because I had to take avoiding action and finish the race off the circuit, and that's why I thought I'd lost. But if that's just down to a start glitch, then I'm pretty damn happy to come away with technically my 2nd win of the season, but because I had a bit of a break, it's actually my 1st that counts. But I'd say for all pride purposes, 2nd win of the season.
And you also got driver of the day, by the way.
Oh yes, ticking off all the boxes now.
Next we'll go on to P2. Killian, you broke the real life quali record in Q1. You pretty much ran away with the race up until you pitted. Just give us a few words on how you think your race went.
That start was complete and utter horseshit. Everybody else's lights went and mine didn't. Nothing happened. So Thomas hit me that fucked me over, him over, Andrew over, and then that first lap was terrible. And then the rest of the race just fighting my way through, but still, that win should have been mine. That's another one thrown away. Again. But the podium streak continues, so there's that.
Yep. Is that what you got to say?
Yes.
Next we'll go on to LR Despair. Welcome back, and way to make your debut back into the league with a podium, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like, your qualifying was a bit,
Yeah, it was
like,
awful.
let's just say, yeah,
It was
you
awful.
invalidated how many times?
I invalidated so many times, and then that last lap was such a shit lap as well. I think I was on for like a 26-1 or something. It was such a bad lap, and I somehow invalidated it. Like, I mean, what can you do when your quote form is shit?
I'll just give us a few words anyway, dude, and how you think you did.
My race started awful. Ramsey, it was there was so many cars going slow into turn 1. I didn't expect it. I ran straight into the back of Ramsey. So I already had red front wing from the start. At the pit, I was just banking on a safety car then. I was on softs banking on a safety car. There was no way I was getting near a podium without a safety car. Safety car came out, decided to pit on the hards, and I went to the restart in P13, I think. So quite a few positions behind us here. Or Bunch, or Ben. I don't know what it likes to be called now. But, yeah. So I was at least 6-7 seconds behind him at the safety car restart, and then it got bigger as I tried to get through the pack. I was catching him by second lap near the end. I think it was around the second lap. I was catching him. Just the penalties were the downfall for me. I mean, if I didn't get that win damage on lap 1, I think my race could have gone a lot different. I think I could have got a win, maybe. But, you know, I got the wing damage, and third is still a good recovery drive, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah. So that is it, guys, for the British GP. Next track will be Hungary, I believe. So until God damn it, Killian. And until next Monday, because there will be no press conferences anymore. We have just gave up on that idea for the rest of this season. So we will see you on Monday for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Until then, goodbye.
Bye-bye.